A few basic stretches. I'm going to grab really doesn't matter what you have. I'm going a little bit harder resistance here. I have a red and black band, and we're just going to do stretch the chest, the back, the shoulders. We'll get our trunk going and also the legs. So first stretch, let's just grab, we don't need the handles, grab whatever you have band wise. We're going to stretch it out as far as you can. Try to get those arms straight and back. Just do 5 of these really slow. This is stretching our pecs out and also our back. And one more, nice and easy. Hold. All right. Next, we'll just put our arms over our head and we're gonna circle, just go one way, clockwise, counterclockwise, doesn't matter. And then we'll switch it up. Just loosen those shoulders up. All right, let's reverse it. One more revolution around. All right, now let's stretch above our head. Get those traps nice and loose. You want to keep your arms as straight as possible. You should feel this just below the neck. All right, let's hold our arms above, keep it in this position here, like a Y, and we're just gonna do some twists, side to side twists. One more. All right, and now the arms. We'll start off with the biceps. If you have your handle on, much easier. You don't need it. If you have a handle, I'm just putting underhand grip on my fingers and I'm slightly pulling back here. If you don't have a handle on, all you need to do is this. Just wrap it. And we're stretching just like that. Much easier with the handle if you have it and more comfortable. So let's hold it for about 10 seconds, doing the right arm. You don't want to go crazy on this stretch. It's nice and easy. No need to bend the fingers all the way back to your forearm. All right, and switch. All right, now let's do the triceps. So I'm just gonna hold one arm behind my head. The other arm is gonna slightly pull down, just like that. So from the beginning, arm straight up, bend at the elbow. And now I'm pulling with the other arm straight down. Let's hold that for about 10 seconds. right, let's switch, other arm. So straight up, bend at the elbow, and I'm pulling with my right. Nice, easy pull. All right, that's it for the warm-up. So now I'm going to move to my anchor point. So if you need to move, now would be a good time to do so. And what we're going to work on today, since we left off last week, we didn't touch on the legs and we didn't do much core. So I want to start with those two first, and then we'll move on. We'll do a little bit of different back exercises, and we'll do some different shoulder exercises from last week. If you're not going to be doing legs with us, Monica will be doing some arm exercises with the strength bands. You won't hear audio, obviously, but you can follow her on the gallery view. So if you want to go switch to gallery view in about a minute, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, follow along with me. And I'm going to set up, what we're going to use is our foot cuffs. Change. That's my anchor point. Since I don't have a door, a good door right here to use. And what I'm going to use, I'm just going to take the red band by itself. If you want to follow along and do exactly what I do, I have the red band. And what I'm going to do, just wrap it around the anchor point. And I'm only going to attach one cuff to both of them. So it's going to look like this. Just because you're going to want that other leg for balance. And I'm probably going to use a chair to hold on to. Make sure the form is good. But our first exercise, we're going to do 3 exercises with the right leg, and then we'll switch over to the left leg. So, to start off, I'm going to wrap it around my right leg. You want to get one of your legs in, doesn't matter which one, hooked up. This is what it's going to look like. I have a stool here for support. In the first exercise, we're going to work our quads. We're going to do this kicking motion here. So I'll give everyone a few seconds to pick the right weight. I find that this red band is perfect. It's probably going to work pretty well for most of you. And the red band it's like a medium to low resistance. And especially if you double it to one cuff, it really works well. So like I said, our first exercise is going to be a quad. This actually might be better for me to hold on than the low stool. But we're going to do 20 repetitions of these light leg workouts. So if everyone's ready here, those of you following Monica, turn on your gallery view, but we're going to get started. And we're doing these quad kicks. So you're just bending at the knee. I don't want to see the whole leg go back. Just doing this kicking motion, bending at the knee. You really want to isolate the quad here. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. That's 10. Two more. All right. All right. This is a nice stretch here. So that's our quad exercise here. If we just turn ourselves around, now we're going to work the hamstring. So it's just the opposite movement. We're doing hamstring curl here. Again, much easier for holding on to something. But if you don't need to, you know, you're probably gonna be working your core a little bit more too. So let's do 20, and here we go. Just bending at the knee, nice and easy. About 5 more. All right. And last, we're gonna go our whole leg back. Straight leg. You can have a little bend in the knee, but not too much. You really wanna use your hip here. You should feel your hamstring, your glute. So let's do 20 of these and begin. Five more. Last one. All right. And let's switch. So I'm gonna just put my cuff on the other leg. You can keep it on the same one. If you're only working one, it's up to you. And we're gonna start back with the kicks, the quad. So here we go, opposite leg now. And let's begin. You could obviously challenge yourself further by stepping out further and creating more tension, or making it easier by doing vice versa. Halfway there. It's definitely a really good exercise for the quad. 5 more. Last one. All right. Turn ourselves around. Back to the hamstring curls. I'm gonna go back a little bit further. There we go. And let's begin. Halfway there. Three more. All right. And rest. You can also do this exercise by laying down. This is actually going to replicate the machine, the gym machine, and just do this way. So I'm just laying on my stomach. You could, hopefully everyone can see my leg. That way your body is forced to be in the correct position, and you're just doing a leg curl. So this is probably what I would prefer to do it this way. But if you want to do it standing, it's up to you. All right, and our last one is going to be the whole leg back. So here we go, and let's begin. 1. That's 10. 5 more. And last one. All right. So we can unbuckle that. And we're going to move on to a calf exercise. So for this one, I actually would recommend grab another band, probably the most difficult one, like the black. And this is really for those, if you have a step, like you see, I have a step back here. You can do these. But if those hurt, sometimes those don't feel great. This is why we're going to do this next one. But basically, I recommend using the handles. I slip my feet right here, so the balls of my feet are on the handles. And I'm just going to create tension here and flex forward. It's just an easier version of what I was doing on the step. But I like this. With enough resistance, it does the job plus more. So I have the black band on, which is the most difficult one. I probably recommend having 2 or 3 while doing this. So why don't you guys set that up? If you don't have the handles, it's going to be tricky. I don't like using the cuffs for this. I don't think it works as good. You can try just wrapping a band, but that band's going to want to escape, you know? So if you see I have to curl my toes in order to hold it. So it can be done. I just prefer sliding my feet through the handles. So I'm going to put a blue and a black band down here, and we're just going to do one set. I just want to show you guys a different variety of leg exercises we can do. So now, and you can control your tension. So if I really want to challenge myself, I'm going to grip it low and pull it. So that's really working nicely. If I want to ease up, I just let some slack go. All right, so let's do a set of 20 here, and then we're going to move on to core. So here we are. 1, 2, 3. That's 15. 5 more. And 5. All right. Good job, everyone. Grab some water if you need it. We're going to move on to core. Back to our low anchor point. We can remove the foot cuffs. So I'm going to test the resistance. I probably want to keep the resistance fairly low for this one. I think I'm just going to stick with the red band and see how it goes. Basically what we're going to do, we're just going to twist just like that. We're going to keep our arms out and we're going to twist just one way first, and then we'll rotate and do the other way. So the red is actually a pretty good resistance. I'm just going to keep it with one red band. You can do the standing or you can do the seated. So I just demonstrated how it looks seated. I prefer to do it standing. I like to have a wide base. And I like to just keep my body still other than turning my torso here. So this is what it's going to look like. It's almost like our axe chops, but we're just going straight across. So here we go. We're going to do 20 reps on each side. And let's begin. Ten more. Five more. The further you keep your arms out, the harder it's going to be. A couple more. And last one. All right. Other way. So I'm just going to turn back now. Same thing, other side. And begin. One. Halfway there. Last one. All right. Now we're going to work the obliques. I know for a fact I'm going to want more weight. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw a blue band on with the red one. I'm going to keep the same setup as it is. Just click it around here. Pull it around my anchor. Again, I have both connected to just one handle. All right, so that's what it's going to look like. And this seems to be a pretty good weight from what I can tell. But what we're going to do is I want to have some tension here right off the bat. My other hand is going to keep on my side. And we're going to do these lateral bends. So with your other hand, try to touch the floor, bending in a lateral plane. If you're seated, same thing. I don't have much room here because of the pool table, but this is what you would be doing. Bending in that lateral plane. So just for my purpose, I'm going to stand. I could grip it down here too. It doesn't matter. You just want that resistance. It actually works better for me gripping it right here because of my space situation. So here we go. We're going to do 20 on each side. Try to get at least to your knee if you can. If not, halfway down your shin. All right, and begin. 1, 2. That's 10. Yeah, this is good. This weight is actually perfect. Once again, I have the red and blue band if you want to follow along. 5 more. All right, and rest. Now we're going to do the other side. Gripping with the other hand, and here we go. Let's do 5 more. And 5. All right. And one last one I want to show you real quick. It's going to involve us swapping out the handle. This is a really good exercise for the abs and also works your legs since we're working the legs too. Basically, I'm going to go back to the foot cuffs. So if you want to grab your foot cuffs real quick, it's definitely a worthwhile exercise and one of my favorites. It's quite challenging. It can be quite challenging. I'm going to keep the same blue and red band on. Put a foot cuff on each. I'll fix the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I have 2 foot cuffs here. If you want to build a good core, this is going to be an excellent exercise. And it can be done from a chair. It's easier if you have a chair that you can hold on to. The stool is not ideal. So it's going to make things a little bit harder for me. But basically, you're going to lean back and bring in your legs with the band, like a reverse crunch. So this is really effective right here, especially since I have a very small area to grab on. You can do these on the ground as well. On the ground, it's going to be a little bit easier. And that's what it's going to look like. I actually prefer it over the seat. It feels better on my back. So if you want to follow along, we're going to do one set of these, and then we'll move on to our upper body workout. So one set of these, and moving on. And here we go. If you do these every day, 3 or 4 sets, you're going to have quite the 6-pack. Because these really target the lower abs, abdominals, which are very hard to work. 5 more. 2 more. All right. Oh, and I feel that already. So hopefully you enjoyed that one, those of you that followed along. And we're going to move on. I'm going to keep same bands on, blue and red. And now we're going to reattach the handles. You don't have to reattach the handles. You could always grip it here. It's up to you, whatever you prefer. But we are going to start working our back. And the first exercise is going to be a reverse fly. I like using the seat for this, personally. So you may as well. But what it's going to look like, I'm going to sit here, and I'm going to go out. I'm going to try to switch the camera around so you can see me a little bit better. Feet on the ground, whatnot, and we're just doing this. So this is actually a little bit harder than I want it. I'm going to drop the red band off because we're doing more of a high rep workout. And this isn't a high rep weight. This is more of like a building strength weight. So I'm going to drop the red one, and I only have the blue one on now. So if you want to adjust accordingly, this is much better. And we're going to go for 20 reverse flies. If you want to make it more difficult, just grab them lower on the band, just like that. So here we go, and let's begin. That's 10. Two more. All right. Quick break, and we're going to do one more set. All right, set number 2, reverse flies. These are also working our shoulders. Let's begin. That's 10. Five more. Two more. All right, and break. All right, we're gonna stay in the same position here. I'm just gonna scoot myself back a little bit because I'm gonna want a little bit more tension. And I may just keep what I have on here. Let's see. No, that's not bad actually. But we're gonna do this move with our arms straight down. We're gonna keep our arms fairly straight on this exercise. The blue band isn't bad. If you want, you might want to go up just a little bit. I will put on the red one to challenge myself a little bit more. So now I have the blue and the red on. Let's see how yeah, that's much better. So this is gonna work. It's actually working our upper back quite a bit. All right, well, let's begin. This is gonna be, we're gonna do one more back exercise after this, then we'll move on to shoulders. So here we go, and 1, 2. That's 10. $19, one more, and 20. All right. Quick break, and we're gonna do one more set of that. Now's a good time to adjust your weight if that was too easy, too hard.
Hey, Greg.
Yes.
Is my back straight when I'm doing this?
Your back should be straight, so that's why I prefer, why I said I prefer a chair. I have a stool, so it's up to me to keep my back straight. If you have a backrest, then you're going to be in that correct position. Yeah, you really just want your arms should be doing this. The rest of your body is fairly straight the whole way through. So here we go, set number 2. An easy way to tell if your form is off is you're just not going to feel it in your back. That's 10. Five more. Last one, and rest. I'm actually going to save the last back exercise for the end because I don't want to mess up this anchor. I would have to take it apart, and I'd rather just go right into our next series of exercises on the low anchor. So we're going to work our shoulders and traps now, and the first exercise is called an upright row. I can't do this from a seated position because of the height of my low anchor. If you have a low anchor under the door, you should be able to do this in a seated position. So I'm gonna have to stand to get the motion I want. And basically what I want is this, pulling straight up to past the neck, above the shoulders is what you want right here. If you have too much slack, just grip them right here. No need for the handles. And this is what we want. In the seated position, it's going to be the same thing, like I said. But I can't do it with the anchor this high. It would have to be lower for me to do this, to make that move. So I'm going to do the standing up. And here we go. Set of 20. I have the blue and red band on still. I think it's a pretty appropriate weight. So let's begin. 1, 2. It's 10. 5 more. And last one. All right. We're going to do a similar exercise. This one I do recommend sitting because we're going to change the plane, the angle of our pull. If you don't have a chair, the knees work just as good because what we're going to do is just pull from a different angle also right around in this area. But I'm going to be seated here. I got my handles, and these are face pulls. So you want to pull towards your mouth, just like that. Your body should be still. It's just all arms here. And you're going to feel this in your upper back trap area. So let's do 20 and begin. That's 10. Five more. Last one. And rest. All right. How are we on time? All right. 2:13. Well, I think I'll show you now the one back exercise that I skipped earlier, and then we're going to conclude, and then we'll resume with a heavy arm workout next week. So expect to do a lot of biceps, triceps for next week, and then I'll throw in a little bit more chest since we really didn't work the chest too much today. So what I wanted to show you all is you don't need any kind of anchor point for this. Follow along if you'd like, but if it's a hassle to get everything set, these are basically going to be a deadlift, a modified deadlift. Great exercise for your legs and your back. And you're probably going to want to have a pretty heavy weight when you do these. So I'm going to grab these because there's too much slack down here. I'm going to change the camera angle. I'm going to grab them down here in a squat, and I'm going to stand down all the way up. This is what a side view looks like. So you're working your legs. I'm hearing my knees crack pretty good here. And you're going to feel this in your back. It's a great back workout. Just like that. So we don't have to do a set together. We're just about out of time. But I really wanted to show you that one because it does apply to both the legs and the back, which we worked today. So that's all I have for you. Like I said, we'll resume. We'll do a heavy arm workout next week. So I'm going to open it up to any questions, comments.